Against the spread this week. It's week 8. It's the largest group of byes that we've seen all season. 6 teams on a bye, including the Lions, Rams, Seahawks, Jags. No international game.
Whoa.
And no more lead for Pete Prisco.
Well, best bets.
Is that the tiebreak? I guess we'll give you the tiebreak at this point. But Pete, another losing week, and here comes Kyle. He's even things up at 60 and 55.
Congrats! You had don't you want to put something on for that? It's bright here. It's really bright in here.
You know what?
Stars shine. Look at the stars shining.
Looking at my future right here.
It's a rough start
Thanks
for
for all the help, Chris. Thanks for all the help.
He's raleed. He
really has.
He really has rallied.
Chris Hassel with Kyle Long.
That means he's
Pete
due
Prisco.
for a horrible one this week. I hope I don't have the same picks as him.
Well, let's start with Thursday Night Football. It's Vikings, Chargers, and believe it or not, Pete, Carson Wentz has the best Thursday night record of all time. He is 7-0 as a starter on Thursday Night Football.
Yeah, he's played well on Thursday nights, and he played well at times last week in that game, and then he played awful at times last week. The question is, who's playing quarterback? Mm-hmm. Do we know? We have no idea, and that's part of the problem. Carson Wentz, J.J. McCarthy, they have been issues. I mean, what do you do? He's practiced last week.
They had Brosmer warming up over there, and then they panned to J.J. McCarthy. And I was thinking, J.J. McCarthy's not healthy, right? They show him full pads. I'm like,
right. And he practiced last week.
Practiced all week?
There's
something is strange.
Something's going on there. If it is Wentz, look, we know what you're going to get from him. You're going to get the highs, you're going to get the lows, and he'll end up somewhere in the middle because that's what he is. I think on the other side, the other guy threw for a ton of yards last week, but the defense was awful. Having said that, I think this is a game for the Chargers and Herbert to get back on track. I'll take the Chargers.
What travels well? Defense. What do they do well in Minnesota? Defense, usually.
Well, yeah, they had
week, but
0 takeaways in the last 3 games.
But I'll tell you this, they're due for one. I got the Vikings here. It's Chargers -3, so give me the Vikings. I think Carson Wentz has one of his showcase Thursday night games.
Find Isaiah Rodgers and throw at him. That's what the Eagles did, and he had a terrible, terrible game.
What's going on with the Chargers? I mean, back-to-back home losses by 14.
What's going on?
The defense is a problem right now. They're not stopping anybody, but more than that, up front, the offensive line. You're not protecting. He threw for 400 yards and got hit a bunch and didn't really protect them that well.
The offensive line has been offensive for the Chargers.
They don't run the ball either.
It's because of the injuries. I mean, start of the season, you had Rashawn Slater right tackle, Joe Alt left tackle. You could set your watch to the success that they were going to have. They don't have them, and Justin Herbert's feeling that. And there's a lot of times where
the other way,
Justin.
They had Slater at left tackle and Alt at right tackle.
But at the beginning of the and then they had to flip it. Yeah. So it's not the same group. It's not the same Chargers we saw.
They don't run the ball.
The Chiefs.
They don't run. What's the identity of Jim Harbaugh and Greg Roman is to run the football. The backs hurt, the lines hurt. They can't run the ball.
Lots of injuries for the Chargers, and we'll see. I mean, J.J. McCarthy's been injured. It seems like he could play right now, but we'll see if the Vikings put
do they want him to play?
Yeah, that's the question.
It doesn't seem like they do at this point.
Maybe they should go look and see what Sam Darnold's doing and see what Daniel Jones is doing, and then they can really crow about playing J.J. McCarthy.
It's a rough look. That's Thursday Night Football. Guys are on either side of that match.
What do you do now? Like you're in the last few weeks leading up to this. You did your 20. What do you do now?
Well, I still have runs that I have to accomplish. I did Pilates the other day, strength training too, but I have a couple 10-milers, a couple 6-milers here and there. But the day before, you're supposed to really rest your legs and not walk around. You're supposed to be hydrating, carbo loading, not exert yourself at all. So my family's coming in that day, and I'm looking forward to just chilling out.
So what just happened? I said I would run with you. I would do the 26.2 with you. Now, again, that would be over 7 days. Is that next week?
It's next week. It's next weekend.
So So really, the focus should be on me running here.
Let's make my marathon about you.
That's right.
Let's do it.
No, seriously. So it is.
Please.
So when do I start? No, seriously. I want to run.
Well, do you want to run actually on that day, or
I
do you
can't
want
run 26.2?
No, but I'm saying, do you want it accomplished before the marathon, or do you want to have some miles on that day? Because we could go Sunday to Sunday, or you could go Sunday to Saturday.
Yeah, I want to run in solidarity with her. I just can't physically
so that means you need to run on the day too.
Yeah, I'm going to run every day, but I will run in solidarity with you.
Okay.
But the 26.2 needs to be done when she's done.
I thought you ran like 5 miles a day.
I run, not 5, but I run every day. I just don't run as much as she runs.
How far do you run every day?
2+ every day. Like at least 2 every day. Since April 1st, 2020.
So why don't you stretch it out and run 5 miles a day
for the week?
For the week leading up to the marathon.
And then I run more than her.
And then run 5 miles on the day.
You can run more than me. I don't care.
then you're setting it up where I would actually run more than she would.
Well, you don't have to run every day.
You're running more than me over a 7-day span.
Of course, obviously.
Exactly. Run 5 miles for the 5 days leading up to the marathon.
I like that.
There you go.
Okay. I like the idea.
You want to do that too, Cece?
Of me next Monday saying I ran more than you did.
No.
If there was a check that was coming into my bank account, cool. I'm with you. We'll figure out how I can run.
V Foundation for Smalls
That's
at M
right.
Smallman on all social media platforms. She's doing this all November 2nd, New York City Marathon with Gainbridge to raise money for the V Foundation.
No
She's
doubt.
done a tremendous job.
She's got a lot more kindness in her heart than I do.
She's all in on the V Foundation and all out on running.
It's so funny you say about the check, because if I was not doing this for the V Foundation and people weren't so generous in helping us raise money in this fight against cancer, I would have quit so long ago.
How long ago?
You have no idea.
How far after or how close to the day you decided to do it? Let's say you could raise the same amount of money for the V Foundation, but it didn't require running. You decide to do the marathon a year ago. How long after would you realize I'm out?
So I'm an interesting case study because I'm one of these people that has incredible discipline when it's required. Like, I'm very good at completing a big goal because I can lock in and not deviate. So I'm able to do this in that way, but I really don't enjoy it. And on the other end of the spectrum, I'm the person that does not think that quitting is bad. If something is not for you, it's okay to say, this is not for me. And this is not for me, you guys. Like, it is just so not for me. I can't even quit. No, I'm definitely not quitting now. I will not quit. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to finish it, and then we're one and done on the marathons. But once I've realized I can run a half marathon pretty easily. Once I started getting those runs where I had to do 16, 18, 20 miles, I would have quit so long ago, you have no idea. But you know what? Raising money to fight cancer is way more important than me being physically miserable. So we are gonna continue on, and we're gonna get it done. But for those people who run a marathon and they're like, I can't wait to do the next one, God bless you. You are not me. I will literally never do this again.
She may never run again. May never actually
Charity
run.
5K, don't ask me. I'm not your girl. Like, there's no way.
She'll give her the money, but not the running with the
That's
charity.
Right.
All right, tonight, Thursday night football. I think the Vikings may want to run away from their quarterback situation right now. Carson Wentz and the Vikings against the Chargers this evening. Kevin O'Connell is the head coach of the Vikings, and on Tuesday, he addressed his quarterback situation as to what threshold he needs to see for their former first-round pick, J.J. McCarthy, to come back.
It's some of the movements that the reactionary movements within the pocket, being able to use his athleticism to protect himself in the pocket, and then as he's able to work through progressions, I feel really good about the work we've done on the foundation of his fundamentals. That's been pretty evident through the work that he's done, and he's really the commitment to doing that. It's really just about hey, there's maybe a guy gets edged, and I don't really know the movement I'm going to have to make. That's where he still feels it, and if he doesn't have the ability to do that pain-free, we obviously risk setting him back, which would be very, very unfortunate with the time lost already.
Minnesota's 3-3. They're on the road at the Chargers tonight, and I would say the Chargers have to win this game this evening. Carson Wentz is the starting quarterback. J.J. McCarthy coming back is kind of a mystery at this point. CC, you played 11 years in the league. You won a Super Bowl with the Giants. You know this stuff inside and out. What's actually happening in the Minnesota QB room right now?
I have no idea. You're asking me what's happening. I have no idea. I mean,
so it's raising red flags for you.
Well, what it comes down to is this: either the injury to J.J. McCarthy is worse than we thought, or J.J. McCarthy as a player is worse than the Minnesota Vikings brass thought. And the longer this drags out, the longer we have to wait until we see him, the more I lean toward the latter. The Minnesota Vikings have not been good. They haven't been. Offensively, they've gone 4 of the last 5 games with multiple turnovers. They lead the league in giveaways. Justin Jefferson has not had a touchdown in 5 games. He's one of the best receivers in the league, if not the best. You can't get him the ball where he can be effective and score touchdowns. Something is amiss. And it begs the question of whether or not Minnesota made a mistake letting both Sam Darnold and Daniel Jones walk out of that building, because it's clear that the rest of the roster is ready to compete at a championship level. The thing that's holding them back is the quarterback. And I'm not quite sure that Carson Wentz, as experienced a backup as he is going to be good enough to get the Vikings to where they want to go.
Well, and it makes you harken back to this offseason, when we kind of heard rumblings about J.J. McCarthy and his recovery, we had heard those rumors about Aaron Rodgers waiting around for the Vikings. And you're like, why would he be waiting for the Vikings if they're all in on J.J. McCarthy? Kevin O'Connell's the quarterback whisperer. This is his draft pick. If he's coming back healthy, why wouldn't we think that he would want to roll with his guy and see what he's got in him? Why wouldn't he want to develop him? Why would Aaron Rodgers be thinking that there's an opening in Minnesota? So we were trying to connect those dots. So, of course, with J.J. McCarthy missing his 5th straight game, you're wondering if there's any connectivity there, any connective tissue at all. But it is really a shame because this is a team that won 14 games last year. You still have a lot of talent on this team. You have a great coaching staff. You have a division that you would think you would compete in and that could be in flux in some ways. And the big problem is the quarterback. And I know that Kevin O'Connell has worked his magic with everybody. Even Daniel Jones, who was just there for a cup of coffee, has come through Minnesota and gone on to Indy and is obviously doing great things. We're not seeing that with Carson Wentz. We are not seeing Kevin O'Connell's magic touch with Carson Wentz. And if J.J. McCarthy can't come back and he can't be effective, it feels like a lost season for Minnesota.
Is Minnesota drafting a quarterback in the first round off the board next year?
Well,
I don't know, but it's weird, man. It's been 6 weeks. It would have been 6 weeks since we've seen J.J. McCarthy. 6 weeks. How bad was this injury?
Either 6 weeks worth or what you said on the second part of it. He's not good enough.
I don't know, man. It seems really strange. And some of the whispers that we got this offseason, to your point, Smalls, make this situation really, really weird. So that's why it bears watching. And as the losses pile up with Minnesota, we start to get to a tipping point with this season. And so I can't say definitively that you take it off the board. But here's the other thing. You invested a first-round pick in J.J. McCarthy, and you don't know what you have.
And you won't probably until year 3 now at the earliest. And this wasn't a Jordan Love by design year 3 thing, or year 4, whatever it was for Jordan Love. This wasn't a let's get him ready.
But here's the problem with that. This Minnesota Vikings team is a veteran-laden team.
Yeah.
They're ready to win now. The Green Bay Packers are the youngest team in football.
No, I was saying at the time.
No, but it was one of the youngest. They've been the youngest team in football for the last 3 years.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So they knew that there was plenty of runway for Jordan Love to grow with that group. The Minnesota Vikings don't have that luxury. Not with the core players that they've been able to assemble. You think Justin Jefferson wants to wait? You think Harrison Smith wants to wait? You think those guys want to wait?
So what's their biggest regret? Is their biggest regret letting Darnold walk, not getting Rodgers, or letting Daniel Jones walk?
Feels like for the price, Daniel Jones. And the runway you would have had, obviously with Rodgers, you're not going to have that much time with him.
That retroactively, you should. What did Daniel Jones get? Like 12 to 16 million, something like that?
Something in that.
Way less than Sam Darnold.
Whatever,
a lot less than Sam Darnold.
Right. And he and we were told this week by Adam Schefter, go back on the podcast and listen after Tuesday after 8 a.m. Eastern, that Daniel Jones assessed the situation and said it's going to be easier for me to beat out Anthony Richardson than it would be for me to beat out J.J. McCarthy. Well, that debate probably goes in a different direction if you up the ante.
Yeah, Daniel Jones contract, 1 year, $14 million.
Right. So in essence,
that might be the biggest bargain in the NFL.
No doubt.
Retroactively, hindsight 2020, if you're the Vikings, you should have given them $18 million for a year and said, just, okay, yeah, we're going to have JJ, but we want you too. And that would have been a better move for the Minnesota Vikings. Retroactively. May not have been for, definitely would not have been for Daniel Jones because he may be the MVP of the league on the best team record-wise in the league. But it's interesting that with all the Rodgers and all the Darnold conversation we had all offseason, Daniel Jones is the one that really was the missed opportunity for them. We'll get to the Chargers part of it coming up as well. But next, we have an MVP back. But does it matter? We'll explain next on Sportsmanlike, presented by Progressive Insurance.